Oh, this is not very good lighting, is this? Wow, that's bad. Let's see if we can make this better. Switch sides. Oh, wow, that's not better lighting. This is really gritty. Wow, this looks bad. Oh well, we're going with it because this is what I have. All right, I'm gonna wait a couple minutes, get stuff a little settled, see if anybody pops on. Not really expecting much. I did advertise on my Facebook this time though, so we'll see how this goes. And I literally just got back like not that long ago, and I spent 30 minutes going through a wet yard because it rained and I had to pick up dog poop, which the homeowners didn't really notify me of, I don't think, too much ahead of time. So it was either clean up dog poop right before I go to work or when I got home from work. Well, I didn't plan on getting back. I didn't think it was supposed to rain. I didn't know it was supposed to rain. And I didn't plan on getting back after it was dark, but I helped out a little bit after work because our store likes to flood when it rains. So I helped clean up because, of course, where it floods is right in our yarn section. So, all right, let's see. Oh, I forgot about the air conditioner still on. Ah. All right, let's see here. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to wait a couple minutes. All right, I have no idea. You know what? I'm going to turn off the air because it's not that hot out or hot in here. I actually get really cold with the air running, and I have no idea how loud this is. So I'll be right back. All right. Well, we had the 2-minute marker. Nobody plugged in. I really wasn't expecting anybody to, as usual. It really interests me because my live videos, the ones where you guys actually get to see my face here, are the videos that are the most popular on my page. And I think it's weird because like nobody usually tunes in while I'm live. Like I've got no comments, no questions, no anything when I've been live, even for the question one. And yeah, it just I find it interesting because people must come back and watch this later on, and I don't really fully get why, which is slightly what this topic, what this video is going to be about. Sorry, I did not have my time to focus like I was planning on it because it was either I could push back the start time and have a live video happen after like 10 o'clock at night, which just seemed a little goofy to me because some people go to sleep at that time. Or I never said Central Time earlier, did I? I probably have people who are not in Central Time who follow me on Twitter. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, so bear with me, guys, because once again, this is not as super rehearsed as I would have liked this to be, and you can see all my stuff on the table. Actually, it's kind of bad too because you can see the pictures behind me of the people I house sits family. So let's tweak this a little bit. You guys get to look more at me now, I guess. So okay, I guess I'm going to dive into this. So I don't know. I've just been having like a lot of stuff running through my head lately. I actually had kind of a and just kind of why I felt the need to do this video and everything. I actually made some notes before I left to work too. So haha. So I don't really know how to tell this one. But basically I just kind of want to discuss just kind of things with like, I don't want to say fashion, but like looks, physical appearance, dress. So I guess that goes with fashion. I mean, as you can tell, you know, I think I already did a video actually one time. I might have been wearing my Wonder Woman shirt, and then I have like capri things that go at about my knee, and I have snowman socks on today. I have to wear socks when I go to work. Otherwise, I would like I wear sandals, or I have to wear shoes at work. So therefore I wear socks because I don't get people who can wear shoes without socks. Your feet sweat and they get like extra stinky, and I don't, one, it's stinky and it grosses me out. And I just don't think, there's something on my screen. I just don't think it's very comfortable either. So I wear socks. And basically all my socks are decorative socks. I literally don't think, I know I don't own a plain pair of white socks, like solid white, I don't own. I'm actually not even sure if I own a pair of socks that are solid one color. They're either like a knitted pattern, or they're multiple colors, or they have designs on them or patterns of some sort. And this is how I dress a lot. Like I wish I could find more cargo pants, but I can't, or I can never find any that are flattering on me. When it's warm out, I basically wear the capri stuff here, like cargo style capris. I wear stuff that covers my knee. I actually haven't worn skirts very much this summer, but I usually wear skirts a lot. But I think possibly because half the time when I'm going somewhere, I'm going to work where I can't wear a skirt because I have a job that I can't wear a skirt. It's kind of cool. Or it's like my family reunion the other week. I had a 1-year-old's birthday party. So stuff that's just not the greatest to wear skirts. And I've actually, since I finally found more capris, because I had like one pair of capris for years because I couldn't find any that I liked that fit that weren't like actually I couldn't find any that I liked and fit. Cost wasn't even a thing. I got to the point where I didn't care. I would just buy them, but I couldn't find any. So I lived in skirts for all those years, but yeah, wearing like a long peasant skirt when it's like 90 degrees out and you're driving and you have no cooling system in your car, that's really hot. Capris are actually more comfortable. So, but yeah, I think about it, I really haven't worn skirts much this summer. Normally I like to live in skirts, but I don't know. But yeah, the graphic t-shirts, I love graphic t-shirts. I have a ton of graphic t-shirts, especially since Box Lunch, or as I call it, the nerd store, opened up at the mall here in Rockford, or Cherryville technically. I have a lot of nerdy shirts. My other option for today was, I think I've also worn it for a live video, was my Zelda Kirby shirt. It's freaking awesome. I finally have a Zelda shirt. I finally have a Kirby shirt, and they're one. So yeah. And that's just how I dress. Like, otherwise I have solid shirts, I have hoodies, I have sweaters. Actually, I wear a lot of sweaters in the summer. I do a lot of layering. I do a lot of like jackets over t-shirts, stuff like that. Otherwise, normally for bottoms, I'm in jeans. Actually for my Android 18 costume, that's the first time I bought a white shirt, or not costume, cosplay. I went out and bought a white shirt because I didn't have a plain white shirt. I'm making the black vest myself and then all the accessories, but she's probably just going to end up wearing a pair of jeans because I don't like jean capris because I don't find them that comfortable. And I'm probably just gonna end up wearing a pair of my shoes because the style of shoes that she wears, I also find outrageously uncomfortable because I have weird feet. My pinky toe was like really short. So I usually have to go up half a size or wear wide. So all my dress shoes are open toed. Speaking of shoes, I wear knockoff Chuck Taylors or knockoff Converse because I can't afford $40-$50 for a pair of shoes. And I kind of think that's a little ridiculous too. I have a pair of kind of gothic style combat boots that were $40 that were originally at least $60. I got them on sale for $40. But those things are still around 11 years after I bought them. So the leather's kind of chipping off a bit, and I've had to re-glue the one heel on. But yeah. So that's just kind of, otherwise too, this is how, like, my hair is normally like this, or it's in a half ponytail, or it's in a ponytail. So since it's shorter now, I used to have like hair down to my butt, but I finally mixed it up after 20 years. So that's just kind of my fashion, my style. I wear a bracelet occasionally. I always have basically my star necklace on. It's kind of personal things with that. And my class ring, which I already took off today. Because again, I spent 30 minutes picking up dog poop. I washed my hands a ton after that. The hamster pee on my hands earlier, not quite as bad as trying to scoop up dog poop with like grilling tongs in wet grass in the dark. But anyway, so that's kind of my sense of style, why I dress like I do. Basically just because I want to. Like, I get graphic t-shirts that I like. I do have to put some thought into it because like this is actually kind of a lower cut shirt for work because I bend down a lot at my job, and there's a lot of creepy guys out there who will look down your shirt while you are bagging their craft items. It's pretty bad. I've had the whole asking for email and phone number before for rewards and be like, no, but can I have yours? And one of my coworkers who obviously, like, she kept literally shoving her wedding ring like in this guy's face, and he kept hitting on her. She's just like, I'm married, and he kept hitting on her. So I'm kind of really, yeah, this is a weird order of doing stuff, but just kind of going with my stuff. Like I said, I dress like I do because it's comfortable. It's what I feel comfortable in. Like, I don't really wear shorts. Like, this is about the shortest I wear. I don't really wear shorts. I don't really wear shorts in public. Like, I own shorts. I own like basketball shorts and stuff. I'm actually planning on posting a picture of the one that has pockets really soon because it's so cool that I have pockets in pants. Of course, they're from the guys section, but I do have some short shorts. I wear those underneath my garb for Belagarth or occasionally around my apartment, but usually I don't even really wear this around my apartment that much anymore. What? This is not really making sense to lead into other stuff I want to do, so I'm going to come back to this. I'm not really following my timeline that I did. Well, I guess I am, but it doesn't really make any sense. But one reason why I feel like doing this video is just I've been seeing a lot of things online and different stuff and kind of my own things too, because like I've been prepping ahead of time for some of my fan art Fridays for my Facebook Dragon Ball page called Just Saying, facebook.com/justsaying4716, guys. And like I keep finding pictures, like even like tomorrow is Yamcha, but yet I'm still finding pictures of Bulma or him with Bulma and stuff, which of course is expected. And trying to look up, trying to pick out stuff from my cosplay, trying to look up pictures of Android 18. Like I couldn't have my mom see my phone because some of the pictures that were popping up were like, whoa, my mom ain't gonna want to see this because I don't want to see this. And I see pictures posted of girls cosplaying or even cosplaying a guy character, let alone a female character, as well as like fan art that people do of characters and just different things. And it kind of bugs me because like we have the whole Me Too movement going on right now of trying to stop sexual harassment and stuff against women. Like the Me Too part is standing up and saying that, I think it's got two parts. I think it is saying that you were some shape, way, or form, harassed, sexually assaulted, raped, something like that, or you're standing with the people who are trying to fight back against that. But basically, it's a big movement to try to have that stuff stop happening. But yet at the same time, we are still sexualizing everything, especially when it comes to women. I mean, of course, anime is anime. We kind of can't help that. But I mean, not every single female character has to have big boobs. Not every single female character has to barely wear clothes. And like that's one reason too why I've really looked into who I cosplay for characters, because one I'm poor. So like I can't afford wigs and stuff like that. So I would like, and I kind of actually want to cosplay a character who does look like me. I just thought it'd be kind of fun. Well, there's not a whole lot of blonde haired female characters, at least for the animes that I watch. So therefore I would like to cosplay them. And now with having my shorter hair, it's a little, because like I have a Supergirl outfit. I've done her before because Kara, hi. I've liked to joke that I'm the reincarnation of her. The original one was killed off in '85, and I happened a year later. So, hey. But and then of course, if I want to get really long hair and really complicated, like I don't want to look like a cartoon character for cosplay. Like I want to do Zelda one day. That's my big dream one to do one day is Zelda. But I want it to look like realistic Zelda. Even though she's a video game character, I don't want to look like the cartoony video game character. I actually want to look like if you saw Zelda, like if you went into the video, like if the video game was real life and she looked like a real person, like that's what I want to look like. So that one's going to take a lot of time. So I'm going to have to make a lot of it from scratch. But yeah, like I just keep seeing all this stuff, and I've seen people who like make fun of people who hide behind a picture or hide behind an avatar or whatever. And that kind of got to me too, because it's like, some people just like on Twitter and that they might not want to, like, Twitter's not Facebook. Like I'm realizing this. I haven't even been on Twitter for 2 months yet. Twitter is not Facebook. Like Facebook is kind of more personal stuff, which is one reason why I'm shocked that Josh Martin, like, he doesn't follow me on Twitter, but he accepted my friend request on Facebook, which was really cool. It made me feel really awesome. And when we talked a bit first, so I got kind of an unofficial business contract with him. But yeah, well, like Twitter, a lot of people for Twitter, like it's their Twitter handle. It's not everything is exactly their names. It's not exactly them. Like if you're famous and you're known, you might use your name. But a lot of people, it's like their YouTube handle. Like I'm Saiyana Brief on Twitter because I'm Saiyana Brief on YouTube. It's an online alias that's like I'm real with you guys. Like, I mean, hello, you're seeing what I look like right now. You're seeing like the most I did for difference once I got back was, of course, I washed the dog crap off my hands, but I took my hair back down because I had my hair up today because it was hot out, and I actually feel like I look nicer today with my hair down. Um, but so like you guys do get to see the real Kara. My posts on Twitter are me. I do post about my life from time to time. I mean, I talk about my nieces a decent amount. So you guys are getting the real me, but I didn't really want everybody in the Twitter world exactly to know me as my real name. I don't think I've ever actually said my last name to you guys. Like I have no problem with what my first name is, but like I don't want every single thing exactly. Like I wasn't planning on doing these live videos. It's a lot easier way to go ahead and do this. I was just Saiyana Brief is a character. She's something I'm trying to get out there. So, and she's also my online alias. So why would I have a picture of not her as my avatar or whatever it's called on here, as my profile picture? Why would I have anything different? I mean, I actually went originally with Android 18, and then I changed her eyes to brown because I have brown eyes. Because I went with that because it was a character that looked like me. But once I finally drew out Saiyana, I put a picture of her up for Twitter and for YouTube. I don't think I've changed it for DeviantArt, but I'm basically on DeviantArt to find stuff for Fan Art Friday. So I don't feel like that was really all that big, but I mean, yeah, I post pictures of myself on my Twitter, so I'm not ashamed of what I look like. I'm not ashamed of who I am. I just don't feel like, I mean, again, my Twitter handle is Saiyana Brief. My YouTube channel name is Saiyana Brief. That's who I am to you guys, or I'm trying to be to you guys. If you want to call me Kira, that's fine. I mean, that is my name. But why would I not use my my character for my character? I hope that makes sense. That was just one thing that really bugged me. And again, too, going back to like the Me Too movement and like all these things, like well, the cosplay thing, like I've seen pictures of people, which I don't know. I guess it's because some people see cosplay as trying to be authentic to the original character as possible. Like that's how I kind of see it. But I know some people who see it as taking the character and making it their own. So I guess it kind of depends on where you're at. But like I've seen cosplays of like I'm just throwing out Android 18 out there since that's who I want to cosplay. I've seen cosplays of her with like a shirt that barely covers her boobs. And I'm like, that's not how 18 dresses. That's never how 18 will ever dress in all of Dragon Ball because that's not who she is. I mean, one reason I like Android 18 and I want to cosplay her, besides that I sort of look like her, is actually that I love her fashion. I love her style. Like the one reason, like I would love to cosplay her outfit in Super, but it's like I could go into a store and buy that and just look like I'm walking down the street. Like I have to go the more iconic look. Um, I might be willing to do her pink tracksuit, but it's a pink tracksuit. I'm still surprised they put her in a pink tracksuit because I don't see her as a pink person. Um, but yeah, like it bugs the crap out of me on we are trying to like get rid of all the sexualization of women, or maybe not all of it, but like decrease it, So I mean, because I'm sorry, guys, it's 2018, but women are still not taken seriously. I mean, I'm in the process I'm attempting the process right now of buying a car because when I was driving crapped out and now I have no other options. And my mom keeps telling me, and other people keep telling me, or even when my original car died not quite 2 years ago, I had people tell me, it's like, well, be sure a guy goes with you when you go to buy the car. Be sure you take a guy with you to go look at the cars and all of this. And yeah, there should be no reason that in 2018, there's no reason in the 2000s at all. There's no reason in the 21st century. There's no reason after since the 1980s or prior to that. Like in my lifetime, I'm 32. There should have never been, women should not still have to have a guy go with them to car shop or have to deal with being steamrolled or talked into a different vehicle. Like I have a friend, she's around my age. She went car shopping. She did her research. She knew exactly what she wanted. She had looked at that car for a very, very long time. She had been to the lot before looking at the car. The day she goes to test drive it and buy it, I don't know if she test drove it before, but the day she had planned on buying it anyways, she has a dealer, the car dealer person, salesperson, there we go, is like, are you sure you want this SUV? Are you sure you don't want this like cute little pink car over here? And she's like, no, I go camping. I want this vehicle. I need this vehicle. This vehicle suits my needs. Like, well, are you sure you don't want like this little vehicle? And she's like, no, I want this. And I don't know if it was a female or a male salesperson, but basically, most likely because they were female, they were trying, because my friend was a girl, they were trying to talk her into something else. This cute little car, like that would be sporty and cute and adorable. And she looks so cute. And she's like, no, I want the thing that can go off roading because I go off roading. Like, um, like it's very ridiculous. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the idea of like, if you go on a date, the guy walks you to your door. Or at least like I even like it if friends drop me off at my apartment that they make sure that I get into my building before they drive away. That's just like a nice safety thing. Like I would do that if I was driving my guy friends somewhere and I dropped them off. I want to make sure that they got into their house or their apartment before I drove away. That's just common courtesy in my mind. That's how I was raised. So like women are fighting for equality because we still don't have it. We're fighting to be taken seriously and all of this, but yet we're still, I mean, women are sexualizing themselves. I mean, if we want to not be seen as just sex objects or toys or any of that stuff, to be taken seriously, we need to freaking act like it, like basically all women. So being like, oh, I think I'm so hot, so I'm going to post like half naked pictures of myself all over online for attention because it's, especially if you're thinking it's helping your career. Oh my gosh, that's just like a slap in the face to the entire Me Too movement. And kind of one reason too why I wanted to do this video and why like I dress like I do and I have my standards for dressing and stuff and whatnot is let me check my notes. Sorry, I worded this really good earlier. Got that. Got that. Okay, I guess I didn't really write a whole lot into it as I could have, but as I've said before and stated on Twitter and whatnot stuff, I have nieces. I have two nieces. They are 10 and 7. And they really look up to me, which is really awesome. And I've had this like my entire life. Like I'm the youngest child in my family. There's only 2 of us. My cousins are all around my age, but yet I've had like a little girl on the school bus. I complimented her Powerpuff Girl book bag one time, and she like adored me after that, and like would show me her Powerpuff Girl snow boots that winter, and would always, say hi to me when I got on the bus after school, and like it just made her day. And I have used to be our neighbor who she's kind of like a sister to me. We've grown up with that. Like she called me sissy before she could learn how to say my name. Like she called me the same thing that she called her actual sister. So that was pretty cool. Like I've had and I have a good number of little girls who look up to me. And like I had excuse me. I've had girls who were older than me that I really looked up to and I really admired. And unfortunately, I found out that a lot of the stuff that I looked up to them for and admired them for was a total lie. Like they were the biggest two-faced people in the world. Like everything that they claimed they weren't into, they actually were. And like it was crushing. So basically, ever since I've realized that I've had younger girls look up to me, and of course, especially since becoming an aunt, I've tried to be a really good example for these guys. So, I do put some thought into how I dress and whatnot. Like if I go into an interview, I'm like, okay, I need to look professional, but I also have to be sure, I'm not showing too much skin, nothing's too low cut and this and that. And there are people out there who will go into an interview intentionally wearing something low cut that shows cleavage because they'll think it'll help them get a job. But at the same time, it's like, don't get me wrong. I totally agree with like, just because a woman's, wearing a skirt or, just because of how a woman's dressed doesn't mean that she's projecting that she's easy. It's not saying that she is. She's not asking to be harassed because of what she's wearing, although I know some girls who intentionally do this. They will intentionally wear skimpy outfits so they will get catcalled and all this stuff because it makes them feel good about themselves. But really, if you have to get that kind of attention to feel good about yourself, maybe you should take a look in the mirror, because that's not what should make you feel good about yourself. You should be able to, I don't even want to say look at yourself, but just think about the type of person you are inside and be happy with that. Like, that's what should make you smile. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's days that I have a great hair day and I just feel better because like my hair is awesome today. Or I do have to admit, wearing some boots with a bit of a heel, a bit of a platform to it. Yeah, I kind of like it. I kind of feel a little sexy on those days sometimes. Um Same time though, I don't think you guys have seen it yet. I have a blue shirt with an upside down cartoon turtle on it, and it says awkward across it. That is one of my favorite shirts in the world, because he's an awkward turtle because he's on his back. It's like, ah. And that is literally one of my favorite shirts that I own. And it is just a graphic t-shirt. I mean, it's cut up higher than this. I'll wear it with jeans. I'll wear it with capris. It's usually like the first t-shirt I wear of the year because I love this shirt. And I have several graphic t-shirts that just wearing that shirt, even though they're not the most form fitting and it doesn't show skin and it doesn't show boob and it doesn't show cleavage, just wearing that, I will feel awesome all day because I love that shirt. And that shirt, like sometimes the Wonder Woman shirt makes me feel powerful. Sometimes my Supergirl shirt makes me feel powerful. And yeah, they're just general t-shirts. So yeah, it's just kind of the whole, how do you want to be taken seriously? Do you want to be taken seriously because of looks that eventually fade and can go away? I mean, you can be in an accident and lose your looks at any second. I mean, crazy crap happens. So yeah, putting your entire basing who you are on your looks is not the best idea. And I don't mean to offend anybody here, but it isn't. I mean, some of the most good looking guys I have dated have been the biggest assholes. Like, I will admit, the most like defined muscle guy I've dated, yeah, if I would have known him longer before we started dating, I would have never dated him because he was so full of himself and such a jerk. And yeah, he had no respect for women. He actually, he technically did. He actually sexually assaulted me. I'm not gonna lie, it happened to me. I'm part of the Me Too movement in that respect. And you know what I was wearing that day? I was wearing a graphic ACDC t-shirt with a tank top underneath it and jeans. That's what I was wearing that day. Nothing to lead on, nothing to lead. I wasn't doing anything to lead him on. He just did not listen when I said no until I slapped him and he finally stopped. It's good. It's in the past. It's been dealt with. Um, but yeah, I mean, he was just so arrogant and so full of himself. And actually, why anything even happened that day was I was trying to get him to kiss me because we hadn't had our first, well, it was only a couple of weeks in. But yeah, he decided not to do that. He decided to do more. And later on, he told me I wasn't wife material. And that's why he didn't want to do any, like, he wouldn't kiss me because I wasn't wife material, but it was totally cool to do other stuff. I was like, what the crap? So yes, I can honestly say that, wearing whatever you wear, it doesn't matter. Some guys out there are jerks and they're just going to be jerks. But, I've gone through a lot of stuff with dealing with that. And unfortunately, I've also been in another psychologically abusive relationship. Again, also been dealt with in the past. Um, and again, yeah, both of these two were good looking guys. Like, I mean, of course, if I date somebody, I'm going to think they're good looking, but like, I'm trying to think. I don't know. Again, I'm trying to think of saying this too without offending them, but I mean, it's not what's just on the outside that matters. Actually, really, you shouldn't base what's on the outside. I mean, some of the nicest, sweetest people I know are people that people probably would not think are all that attractive and whatnot. And I mean, I'm 32 years old. I don't think I look bad. Don't get me wrong, but like, I've never been told I'm beautiful. I've actually been questioning. It's like, do I even have the face for a face for social media? Like, would I even have a prayer of a chance of getting it with Funimation and their social media team? Because sometimes you actually see what they look like they do videos and stuff. Like, do I have the look for that? Am I pretty enough for that? I don't know. Um, and it's also one reason too why I kind of really hate the whole like, look at me stuff is you're probably making somebody feel really bad about themselves. Um, I mean, I'll admit I've gone through a bout of that too. I think everybody does at some point in their life, whether you're a guy or you're a girl. I think everybody goes through, everybody deals with some body image issues and stuff from time to time. I grew up being the skinny one. I've always been on the thin side. Actually, when I was younger, I wasn't like, I've never been big. I've never been chunky. I've never been remotely near close to overweight. I've always been pretty thin. As I got older and, developed, um, like I actually grew more taller than I did out and everything. So yeah, like once I hit puberty, I was thin. And like I got known for that. Like I was always the one who would sit in the small area where it's hard to get in and out between the chair and the table because the walls right there. Like I was a small one, so I would be the one who would squeeze in there. Like stuff like that. Like I've dealt with that my entire life. Like it's actually weird if I go somewhere with friends and I'm not automatically nominated to sit in the middle seat when I'm the smallest because I'm so not used to that. Like I'm getting really hungry. I grew up with that. And right now, I actually weigh the most I've ever weighed because I actually found a scale that works recently. Because people in the world, late 20s, early 30s, second puberty, it's a real thing. It's weird, but it is a real thing. And I mean, I don't think I look that bad. I posted pictures on my Twitter the other day. Let's see if I can actually get more of a full shot here, possibly. I mean, this is what I look like. This is my figure. This is actually some of the probably pretty form-fitting stuff I have. So yeah, I don't think I look too bad, but yet the factor that like I have people pointing out that I've gained weight, people have pointed out that I've gotten hippier, which actually, if I ever have kids, is awesome because it's gonna make it easier to push the little buggers out. Ha. And I mean, I used to have abs. I still have abs. They're just hidden under some flub now. But yet I like myself. I like how I look. And I really hate those days where I don't because a lot of the time it is, I've seen some picture of some, buddy and teeny tiny little clothes and showing tons of skin and cleavage and all this stuff and getting all this attention. And I'm just like, hi. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm an introvert. I don't really. I mean, it's kind of surprising that I do these things. I'm pretty introverted. It's also probably one reason too why I dress in the style that I dress. Like, I don't want to show a lot of skin, but I also don't want to be known for that. Like, I don't want. That's not what I want people to remember about me. I don't really. I honestly really don't care if people remember how I look. If people remember one of my graphic T-shirts or my silly socks, I would love that because those are things that I love and those are things that I don't really want to say are important to me. I mean, really looks aren't. Like, to be totally truthful, I wash this and I brush this. This is what I do with my hair. I own very little makeup. I very rarely wear it. One of my cousins got married earlier this year. I didn't even wear makeup to that. Like maybe I'll wear makeup for Halloween depending on what my Halloween costume is. And maybe like to a wedding. And like in high school I wore makeup to dances. But yeah, I have two compacts of eyeshadow because somebody left one when we were all getting ready for a dance in high school. So I inherited it. I have a few things of colored lip gloss and I have a thing of foundation. And that thing of foundation is probably old enough that I should throw it out because it's older than my 10-year-old niece. And that is literally my makeup. That is it. I take care of my skin. I have like skincare product stuff that I use in that, but yeah. I don't really think looks are that important. I really do truly believe that it is inside of what counts. Because, like I said, some of the most beautiful people in the world are complete and utter assholes, and some of the more less attractive people are like the most beautiful inside. And like there was a hashtag thing going around the other day on YouTube, and it was or not YouTube, sorry, Twitter. It was supposed to be like so many words that like mean more than I love you or something like that. And I hated it because I thought of this later on. And it's like, again, I'm 32 and I've never had a guy in like, I don't even want to say romantic sense, but like I've had one guy one time tell me I was tell me and the girls next to me that we were beautiful, but we were at church youth group back when I was into that stuff. And our pastor actually asked, like, hey, girls, how many of you have never been told you were beautiful? And asked us to raise our hands. So yeah, my friend who's sitting like right next to me and my other friend who happened to be female, she and I both raised our hands. So the guy friend who was sitting close to us, turns to tell us that we're beautiful. It's like, well, that kind of doesn't mean anything because you just found this out and stuff and whatnot. Like, I've never been meaningfully told that by a guy who's like not a father figure who sees me as a daughter, not somebody that I'm related to. Like I've dated, I've had boyfriends. None of them have ever told me I'm beautiful. I've had to have nice eyes, which is nice because I do agree with that. And actually, this was interesting. This is also a really good sign, girls. If you have a guy that you're dating or seeing or whatever, and or a guy you're crushing on even, and they make fun of something of how you look, don't date them. Just run away. Because one of my body issue things, besides, like, I'm getting personal with you guys here. One of my body issue things, besides having it like programmed into my head throughout my entire life that I was this skinny one, I was the thin one, and like almost that I had to be, was actually my boob size, which is actually interesting because mine are bigger than Bulma's before and after droop. Boom. At least according to the dub, like I've done the calculations and yeah. But no, I used to get made fun of. I mean, I will admit they have expanded with the rest of me expanding. But yeah, I used to get made fun of because I wasn't really big. And it's like, oh darn, I'm proportional. That's such a shame. And it really bugged me. Like I think a couple of people were just doing it and poking fun, but it really, really bugged me. Or back in, I want to say junior high. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see. I mean, nothing's filtered here. I do have the occasional adult acne, which sucks because it's like this is supposed to go away when you get older, not stay with you forever. But when I was like in junior high, maybe early high school, I had worse acne. Not really super bad, like really never not that bad. Like my sister's was way worse than mine. Um, like really, I didn't have it that bad. I'd get like one massive, huge one, like a couple times a year, maybe something like that. But I got made fun of it by some kids who actually had worse breakouts than I did, which also didn't make any sense. And that really bugged me. I actually kind of self-mutilated myself a little bit a few times to try to get rid of stuff because I was so tired of being made fun of because of it. And there's something else too in high school that I was going to mention with it, but oddly enough, I've really never been made fun of for my glasses. I've had glasses for actually almost 25 years since I was 7. I really never got made fun of for them. But I got made fun of for basically something that every single teenager deals with. And I got made fun of because I didn't have big boobs. Don't get that one. Nope. Like I said, I was proportional. I still am. But back when I was smaller, like I was smaller, so they were smaller. I got made fun of. I got told I had tiny boobs, and it's like, no, I don't. Like they're proportional, and it really bugged me. It just. I actually considered implants. So it's like I wasn't old enough to do it, and I'm glad that I didn't. But no, it really bugged me. It really stuck with me, and like I just keep like trying to wrap this up here. Going back with everything, like I said, we're trying to be a good example for my nieces. And really, whether you try to be or not, there's a very, very good chance that there is somebody that out there in the world younger than you, maybe not even younger than you, maybe around your age, maybe even older than you, who looks up to you, who admires you, who wants to be like you. So you got to think about what you're putting out there. I mean, if I ran around in tiny little outfits and stuff like that and got all this attention from guys because of my look, solely because of how I look and how I dress. Would I want my nieces to do that? Hell no. know, would I want my kids to do that? That's one thing I think of too. It's like, okay, would I want my kids to do this? Would I mean, I'm an old soul, so I think weird and whatnot. And I've been old since I was young. Well, I'm still young, but like I thought about this stuff more. And it's kind of like, okay, would I ever want like my neighbor kid growing up? She's 10 years younger than me. Well, 10, 11. Her birthday's before mine. I would think about, okay, if I did this and she found out about it, how would it affect her? Or I thought about, like how I said before, the people that I looked up to when I was a kid and then found out that they were complete fakes and shams and how crushing that was to me. Um, so yeah, I just try to think about that stuff. And I mean, I'm a person who I don't come from much. My mom's a preschool teacher. My dad is trying to still remain a small time farmer. Um, so yeah, like they've basically worked for everything they've ever had. I've had to work my ass off for what little I have. Never had anything handed to me, never had silver platter. Like I've had some people help me out from time to time. I had somebody help, my apartment, which is not this background, is a random collection of stuff that I bought used, that I got from garage sales, flea markets, stuff that people gave to me. Ironically enough, I had a friend who had a bed to get rid of. So I got like a queen size bed from Rome, Italy for free, which was awesome. And it helped me out a ton. And stuff like that. But, everything, like I've gone to college twice. I've worked for my grades. I studied for my grades. I've never taken the easy way out. I've always worked my butt off for wherever I'm at. Yeah, I could probably go out and get contacts and, get boob enlargements and walk around in tiny little clothes and show off all the time and get promotions and all this stuff. I could sleep with bosses and get, like one of my classmates, she became a manager within a few months of starting her job because she slept with the manager and got promoted that way. But it's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to have my merits be my looks. Because again, looks fade. Looks can be, you can get maimed in an accident. You can random stuff happens to people. Random stuff happens. Like, I'm a walking definition of like, yeah. The odds aren't always with you. Sometimes they're against you or vice versa. So it's just, like I said, all that stuff just bugs me. And I feel like it's almost a slap in the face because like women are still fighting to be taken seriously in the workplace and, to be seen more as just sex objects and all this stuff. But yet there's still so many out there that they don't care. That's what they want to be treated. They just want to be known for looks. They want to get attention solely because of their looks and their, body and stuff like that. And like I said, it bugs the crap out of me because it's like, how are you supposed to be taken seriously? Because again, I'm not going to say that any girl's ever at fault if a girl wears, a really tight fitting, low cut, short dress to a dance club and some guy roofies her drink and she gets raped. She didn't deserve that. No way in hell did she deserve that. Like, that's not right. Nobody should do that stuff. But I do kind of sort of like the saying of like, if you want people, I've heard the saying in general, if you want people to respect you, you should give them something to respect. I like to go, if you have my respect until you give me a reason not to lose the respect. But in a way, it's kind of the same thing. It's just the one you automatically have it, the other one you have to earn it. So I do sort of, at least for me, I try to live by I'm trying to think of a good way to say it where it's not like offensive to anything. Because again, I'm not trying to be offensive. It's just like, this is my thoughts and my viewpoints on these things. And I just really wanted to voice this because I just really wanted to voice this. I don't know, I really can't think of a way to word this, but I do know, like, in the past, I've actually had a number. Again, most of my friends are guys. Well, I don't know. Now it's maybe even. Like back in the day, most of my friends were guys. So I got to hear a lot of like insights and thinkings and stuff. And a lot of them are nerds. So it might just be this, because they were like not known for getting women and stuff like that. But I actually had several guy friends who were like, they don't really like actually when girls dress that way all the time. Like they would like it if maybe the girl would do that for them. Like they're not going to be against like their girlfriend surprising them with lingerie when they come home from work or something like that. But they kind of like the mystery. Like if a girl just walks around in teeny tiny little clothes showing off her body, there's no mystery on what's underneath those clothes because you pretty much know, or if you know they do naked pictures or anything like that. Like there's no mystery anymore. And plus two, if they put themselves out there for the entire world to see, then it's like they kind of like it. I mean, who doesn't like it if somebody kind of dresses up or does something special for you? I mean, who doesn't like that? So they were kind of like, they kind of like the mystery, the element of surprise, or like, doing things just for them. And I mean, you can't just always do stuff for other people. That's definite. You definitely need to do stuff for yourself as well. But I mean, just think about what you're conveying. And sadly, too, clothes do send a lot of a message, whether you like it or not, whether you want to think it or not, they do. And I mean, if you dress professional all the time, people are probably going to think you're professional. If somebody like me with the jeans and cargos and graphic t-shirts, people probably really think I'm pretty laid back and nerdy because I wear a lot of nerdy clothes and I wear comfy stuff that's pretty laid back and relaxed because it's comfy. I mean, well, think of the common stereotypes. You want a farmer for something, you put them in bib overalls and flannel prints, and there you go. That's your stereotypical farmer type. You want somebody who's a nerd, you dress like the characters in the Big Bang Theory, which I actually think is interesting because I think Sheldon's like the best dresser. But, or Steve Urkel, you go to that, suspenders and pants up to there. Old people, same thing. You think of the pants way up and, Dragon Ball stuff. But we have our stereotypical stuff. So sadly, women dressed in teeny tiny little clothes showing a lot of skin don't have really good things to be known for because of stereotypes. Stereotypes are a real thing. It's going to take a long ass time to break those. And unless you get to know the person, you're never going to know if they are the walking stereotype or not. So just trying to wrap this up because once again, I wanted to make this short, but I did have a lot to say with this one. It's just kind of, like I said, revealing my own insecurities and whatnot. And like too, I had a guy too. I can't remember. I think it was after we dated, but I remember him actually saying one time we were hanging out because we're still friends. I've actually managed to stay friends with a couple of my exes who weren't complete and utter assholes. Um, But I remember I was hanging out with one of them. I think it was after we had dated, and another really good friend of ours as well. We were actually making characters to play D&D, and I had a really bad headache. So I was actually just like laying down with my glasses off, and I remember the one's like, "Wow, you look really pretty without your glasses on." It's like, thank you, but why didn't you ever tell me I looked pretty when I'm wearing my glasses? See if I got all my main points here. I feel like that totally didn't lead into anything. But yeah, just basically what I really wanted to cover was the main point is really, truly, guys, it isn't what's on the outside that counts, it's what's on the inside. But unfortunately, a lot of the times we don't always give that person the time of the day because we judge them by their outside appearance. Like I said, some of the people who definitely aren't all that attractive can be the nicest people out there. I mean, I'm just going to use myself as an example, and I'm not trying to like build myself up or gloat or anything because I really that's one thing I hate about job interviews is I hate trying to build myself up and make myself sound like I'm super awesome because I feel like I'm no better than anybody else. But hopefully if you see me, you would again think I'm pretty laid back, down to earth, nice, friendly, approachable person. I don't know how laid back I really am. I don't know how overly down to earth I really am. I mean, I have some crazy dreams and whatnot and stuff. But I do definitely know how I dress shows that I respect myself, that I think highly of myself, and that I'm not just gonna give away the milk for free. Because like I can't really think of a better way to word that, but I mean, I don't feel comfortable showing a lot of skin, so I don't show a lot of skin. I've worn two-piece swimsuits before. I usually wear shorts with them because I don't like, I'm not thrilled with my legs. And I also feel like I'm walking around in underwear in like a regular two-piece bikini, but like I've totally worn, the small tops before and stuff like that. I have had some belly shirts back in the day and whatnot, but I just overly don't feel comfortable in that stuff. And again, I got a lot of attention that I did not want. And like I like I'm still getting off track with this. This is not going very well. And I feel like I'm just talking about myself a lot. But basically I think the really big thing that I want to drive home is the whole like what message are you sending out to people? And I don't know. It's just like if you just rely on your looks to get you someplace, again, what's going to happen? Because looks do fade. Looks can change at any time. I mean, like I said, you can, heaven forbid, be in some accident. You could get burned and totally have your face look different. I'm actually missing some skin on my chin from an accident when I was a kid. I don't think anybody knows this unless I point it out. And actually, I don't even know what side it is because it's literally just like a feeling thing. Like one side dips down more than the other side does. Um, but it's just I feel so cliche seeing the whole like it's not what's on the outside that matters, it's what's in. And of course you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but we do. So what message are you sending to people? And two, if you just use your looks to get ahead in life, is anybody really ever going to take you seriously if you don't actually work for anything and you just depend on those looks? And again, too, like I said, the most beautiful people in the world can be the biggest assholes and vice versa. Um, I mean, I can't really say a whole lot because I don't really judge it. Like, I can't really think of anybody who I would label as ugly or even unattractive unless it's because of like personality stuff or, things like that. Like, I know some people who aren't very great people, very two-faced, very backstabbers, and therefore I don't think they're attractive. I don't think they're good-looking people because of what's on the inside. That's really what we should base people on and judge people on, but unfortunately we don't. So you really do have to put in some thought into your looks, how you dress, and all of that. What message do you want to convey to people? Because that's what a lot of your clothing is going to do. Um, and to, like I was just saying, not just what message you're sending out, but like what message might other, well, I guess it's kind of the same thing. What message might people pick up from you? But I mean, if kind of the example of like when kids find out stuff that their parents did, or like there's the classic argument on TV shows and stuff that, well, when the mom was a kid, she got to wear mini skirts and crop tops. So now the teenager wants to do it too. And I really hate that none of this really applies to guys that much because, yeah, it's just if we want to stop having women be sexualized all the time, just seen as sex objects, we need to stop acting like we are and dressing like we are and try to be taken more seriously. Like how they've come out. I actually think I've ever seen these, but I actually haven't looked at them for like, there's the different Barbies now. There's like a Barbie that's taller and a Barbie that's shorter and a Barbie that's, wider and, curly haired Barbie and Barbie with freckles and redheaded Barbie and all this different stuff to try to fit all different types of people to try to get rid of that classic. Because I actually had the nickname from a friend, actually one of them that was killed in a car accident. The one who was like, if you watch my last video, which was really bad, I apologize. That was not a good video. Um, but the friend of mine when I was in early high school who was like 8 years older than me, who died in a car accident, he actually used to call me Barbie because I kind of had a Barbie figure, even though this was back when I was like 14 years old and, a few years later started having my boob size made fun of, even though they were the same size. It's weird. I was called Barbie by one person and then other people made fun of me for my looks when I looked basically the same. But yeah. Like I could easily pull off a Barbie costume if I really wanted to. I actually back in the day would have needed bigger boobs, but also start changing Barbie. But I mean, it's I don't know. It's so weird. It's so silly. And like I said, just this whole Me Too movement thing. It's awesome. It's great. I mean, it's like I said, the factor that women are still fighting for these rights to be taken seriously and all this crap all these years later, like all this stuff that should have been, I mean, back in the 50s or so was like when women really started working out of the house. Besides, I mean, back in the day before like World War II or even maybe post World War II, or even back in the 50s, like If you were a woman, you were like and you worked outside of the home, you were like a teacher or Little House on the Prairie days. You were a teacher. I mean, even being a doctor back then, if you were a woman, you were not taken seriously because you were a woman. Women have been always looked down upon, thought as lesser, not equal, and all that stuff. And again, it's 2018, and we're still fighting for that. So, yeah, trying to build yourself up, trying to make a career slowly on your looks, depending on that. I mean, unless you're going to be like a model, I don't get it. I really don't get it. I feel like some of it's a slap in the face because, if you want to be taken seriously, act serious, work for your stuff, not just be like, oh, I'm hot, look at me. It's just, like I said, it's just, I feel like it's such a slap in the Me Too movement when you still have these women who are basically using sex and their looks and stuff to move up in the world. I would rather, like, I've been called a few times now a content creator, so I guess I am a content creator. Like, if people out there think I look good, that's awesome. If you guys think I'm ugly, I don't care. What I want to be known for and hopefully build up in the world of YouTube and Twitter and all this stuff, the social media thing, I want to be known for the messages that I put out there, the content that I create. I want to be known for the content of what I create, the content of my character, my content of Saiyana as a character, my content as Kara as a person. That's what I want to be known for. I don't care if people ever, think, oh yeah, she's got blonde hair. Oh yeah, she's got a nice body. I don't care about that. I really don't. Like, compliments are nice. Don't get me wrong. Compliments are great. They'll always make you feel, they will definitely make you feel better than insults. But if that's solely what you depend on to get through in the day, if all that matters to you is what other people think about you, yeah, I don't know how to finish that sentence, but to me it's kind of sad because, like, as I said before, I've been through those two abusive relationships, the one that sexual harassment and the one that was a mental thing. And it was a lot of work to recover from both of those. It's still kind of a work in the process, but like, I've had people admit that I'm a lot different than I used to be. Like, I have self-esteem that I used to not have and all this stuff because I took care of myself. I dealt with my demons. I moved on from my past. I learned how to live again. Like, I had to learn how to become a human again. And this might end up being a video. Like, I was thinking of talking about this a little bit later, like in a month or two, but since we're kind of on it. And like, I am so much more freed now. And like before, I cared so much. Like, I would do the socially not the social, the psychological one. They made me feel like dirt. I was always trying to do whatever it took to make them happy, to please them, and I didn't matter. And the sad thing was, I didn't matter to them either. It was all about them on both ends. To them, it was just about them. To me, it was just about them. And it destroyed me. It completely cut me down. Like, I had to learn how to be a person again. And like, I went out, I found a group of local friends who I would hang out with occasionally. I actually started hanging out with them a lot more. I got away from the toxic group of people. I got away from this toxic person. And like, I now have the people who accept me and accept me for who I am. And, they don't care if my hair is long, if it's short, if I have glasses, if I don't. They don't care. Hopefully they know what color my eyes. Like, I dated somebody who didn't know what color my eyes were. Yeah. That might have actually happened more than once. I don't know if it's because of blonde hair. I think people automatically assume blue eyes, but that ain't how it happens. But no, the guy who assaulted me, granted, we didn't date for very long because, of course, after the assault happened, like, it was over and done with. Yeah, he didn't realize what color my eyes were. And I had another one too who didn't always realize in the very beginning, like what color my eyes were. And I'm like, that's something I feel like you should know. Like you should not have to know somebody. Like if you know somebody for a couple of months and you see them on a regular basis, you should know what color their eyes are. Unless they have like color contacts and it changes, but yeah, like you need to love what's on the inside because as I said before, that ultimately is what matters. But if you base who you are as a person, your career, everything, anything about you solely on how you look, on your appearance, you're gonna not be happy. Like you might think you are, but you're not going to overall be happy because I mean, do you know who you are on the inside? Do you stand for anything? Do you know what that is? Like part of me with this video is I'm telling you guys what I stand for, what I think about and whatnot. Like I told you why I dress the way I do, and that's part of what I stand for. I stand for being a good example to my nieces. I stand for being a good example to any little girls out there who look up to me and admire me, to the ones of the past who are now like, I'm proud to say that neighbor who like used to call me sissy, she's got a pretty dang good life. I'm pretty proud of her. Like she's opened up to me before and told me that she got into some stuff. She kind of got into a little bit of trouble and stuff, but she got out of that stuff. She cleaned up her act. And I think it took a lot of guts for her to tell that to me because I think she was kind of a little afraid and ashamed to. And like it's a very different being an adult now because like I said, she's like 21, so it's weird. Like I've known you since you were a lump when you were in your mom. Like I felt her kid before she was born. Um, but I genuinely I respect her and I give her a lot of credit, like I said, for coming clean to me about some of that stuff in her past and whatnot. But I mean, she's got I haven't met the guy, but what I know of him is he's a good dude, and if he ever messes with her, I'm gonna kick his ass. But yeah, she's doing pretty good for herself, and I'm really proud of her. And she has, and like I know a lot of people who have gotten really good guys. Like they're married, the guy's awesome, they're great, and they didn't have to wear tiny little outfits to get the guy. They didn't have to, do this and do that. And like that's awesome. And like I'm at a point now where, yeah, I've been single for a while. I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. And I would rather be single for my entire life, the rest of my life, than have some guy who just cares about my looks or, that type of stuff. And it's just, I don't know. I feel like basing everything on that's kind of shallow. Again, it's just kind of a personal view. But I mean, it's like look deep within you because that's what matters, what you stand for, your beliefs. And that's what you need to stick for and work for things. I mean, I definitely the most rewarding things are the things that you have worked for. I mean, I am working on a dream that I've been trying to achieve since I was a kid in high school for like 15, 17. Actually, I wanted to be a writer before high school, so longer than that. Probably getting close to 20 years ago, actually. And I'm still working on it. I mean, I put it on the back burner for a while and it came back. But yeah, and like I'm really glad to, even though I don't have much to show for my life. I mean, like I said, I don't have a car right now. I live in a shitty apartment. I've gone to college twice, and yet I work only a part-time job at a craft store. Illinois economy sucks for one thing, but yet I'm proud. Like I keep thinking about this lately. Like where I'm at in my life right now kind of sucks, but yet I am way more happier than I had been in like the last several years. I have been so much happier because like I got rid of the toxic people. I have people who accept me now for who I am, and I know who I am. Like for so much of my 20s, I was so lost because of these bad relationships I was in. And I mean, you're still trying to figure out who you are in your 20s, but like I look at like some of my classmates, some of my friends stuff, they got married, mid late 20s, they have kids and all this stuff. It's like, how did they get so settled and everything? But it's like, you know what? They knew who they were and whatnot. And this is so getting off track, and I apologize, but just just think about this stuff, I guess. Like, I mean, you want to dress nerdy, go for it. Like, I totally give props to people. I mean, like I said, I'm 32. I own Beauty the Beast shirts. I have several Snoopy shirts. I'm wearing a Wonder Woman shirt on today. I freaking love my Kirby shirt. Um, like, I love all this stuff, but I dress that way because that's how I want to dress. I'm not looking for attention. Like, I got a compliment on the shirt I was wearing. I think it was yesterday. I had a Bazinga shirt, Big Bang Theory said Bazinga across it, and like comic book, like the Bing Bang Pow, how they would write the stuff in comics back in the day. And I got a compliment on it, and I actually had to look down because I couldn't remember what shirt I put on that day. But it's like, you know what? I love getting that. Like, I would be very creeped out if a customer told me I had a very nice, like, actually, I stopped going to this one grocery store because every time I went there, this guy who was easily 20 to 30 years older than me was hitting on me. And he was like, actually, I'll take it back. He's told me I'm beautiful, but it's like, you don't know me. I could be like the worst person in the world. So, oh, and like going with that thing for Twitter the other day of like words that are better to hear than I love you or something like that. Like, I would love to be told that I'm beautiful, but I would much more rather be told that I have a beautiful spirit, that I have a beautiful soul, that I'm, like, or actually the ultimate would probably be that I'm beautiful inside and out. Like, that would be really, really awesome. But like, that really is what matters to me more. Like, if I never get told I'm beautiful in my life, I don't care. If I get told I have a beautiful soul, I have a beautiful spirit, I have a beautiful mind, that's what'll be like, oh my God, that's so cool. And I've been told that before and I've loved it because to me, that's the greater compliment. And I feel like that's how everybody should be. Like, it's what's the inside that matters. Hard work and getting there, like, is worth it. And like I said, I want to be known for my content. I want to be known for my character as Saiyana, as my own personal character as Kara. I want to be a good example to those who look up to me. And like I said, how are we ever supposed to fulfill the goals of what the Me Too movement is to try to, have women be taken seriously and not just seen as sex objects if we still continue to sexualize everything with women? I mean, I'm coming up, Bulma's birthday is August 18th. So next week, Fan Art Friday is going to be featuring her. And I'm kind of a little scared of what I'm going to find for fan art because there's some screwed up stuff out there. And like, there's just some screwed up stuff out there, but like, I'm expecting to find a lot of teeny tiny little outfits and, big boob stuff and whatnot, because with looking up pictures of Android 18 for my cosplay before, that's what I found, because we sadly sexualize cartoon characters. That's a little creepy in my mind. That's kind of a little creepy in my mind. I'm sorry, guys, but I mean, granted, I know there's hentai out there. That's the point of that stuff, but it just weirds me out. But yeah, I mean, if we want to be taken seriously, we need to act seriously. We need to not depend on our looks to get us places in the world. And yeah, that's just pretty much what I guess I wanted to say with all this. I'm definitely to the point of repeating myself, and I wanted to keep this under an hour. And we're up to about an hour 10. And holy shit, it's almost 11 o'clock, and I haven't had supper yet. So I think I'm gonna go make some food because I'm hungry. But yeah, this is what I wanted to say with this one. Sorry for getting rambling and whatnot, but I really hope you guys got something out of this. And maybe I'll redo one again when it's a little bit better. I actually want to start writing blogs too, so like writing, so I don't yammer as much. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. So I mean, if you're a good person, you are beautiful. That's my book. Because I said it's what's inside that counts. Have a beautiful soul, have a beautiful mind, have a beautiful heart. Beautiful heart. That's really, really good. Mind, spirit, soul, heart. A lot more important than the body.